Welcome to Compass Ecosystem Podcast. I'm your host, Lydia Aranda, and I usually co-host with Carolyn, Gorst, Director of Development for Compass Affordable Housing. We're excited to be with you today to celebrate our 10th episode of the Compass Ecosystem Podcast. And today is going to be a little bit different. Instead of Carolyn co-hosting, she's behind the camera making sure that we can bring this special episode to you. So thank you for listening. The purpose of the Compass Ecosystem Podcast always is to inform, engage, and to connect Southern Arizona community in dialogue about its human development ecosystem. And that's a system that involves everybody. And today, we are sponsored by Tucson Electric Power, building a brighter tomorrow for our community. As I mentioned, today's podcast is a little bit different. Not only is it our 10th episode, but it is also filmed live here with our Compass Affordable Housing team. And I want to thank all of you for being here with us this morning. Good morning. Buenos dias. I'd like to start out by making sure that our listeners and our viewers know who you are. So Ryan Larned. Hi Ryan, would you start out by introducing yourself and your team?
Absolutely. My name is Ryan Larned, as you said, and I am the new program director at Compass Affordable Housing. With us today we have Kim, who's our program manager, and Luis, who is our program coordinator.
Wonderful to have you all. We are in such a great setting here in this facility. I'd like to start with your first question, and you all have a chance to chime in, of course. Brian, thanks very much for sharing who your team is, but I wonder if you could start out with what exactly is Transitional Housing Services when we talk about that at Compass Affordable Housing.
I think first and foremost, it's an opportunity. I think it's an opportunity for a person to start fresh. It's an opportunity for a person to not get a handout, but get a hand up. It's an opportunity for them to be a part of a greater community. There's a lot that goes into it, but there's people that are struggling and have some things that they've struggled with from their past, some hard times that they've fallen into, and this is an opportunity for them to start absolutely fresh and new in a community, a healthy community, a sober, weapon-free community, a place where they can learn to kind of develop, grow as humans and in relationships, and it really supports what we're trying to do here in terms of human development.
It sounds like a really great concept that is straightforward, it's simple, and it's pretty much what all people need and want. Safety, clarity, support, being part of community, and lovely.
Absolutely.
We are sitting inside one unit right now, and you see so much natural light, which of course we love here in the Sonoran Desert.
Absolutely. And I want to give full credit to Kim and her team. They've taken these units and they've completely transformed them and really worked hard to make sure that they're a homey environment, that people can feel comfortable coming in here. There's been a lot of organizations that have come through and done tours and have been very excited just even with the appearance of it. So that's one of the big goals is we want people to be comfortable. You can't really step into new life if you're not comfortable. And so we want people to have that opportunity to come into a place, be comfortable, get involved with the Compass Affordable Housing ecosystem and the communities so that they can have that chance to turn things around, and it's a launch pad, right? They can launch out from here with whatever their goals are in life.
Sounds like a great place, a great basis, and lots of opportunity as they go along that spectrum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kim, I wonder in your role here, how do you see this type of approach being a benefit to the people who live here?
Thank you. I just want to piggyback on Ryan just mentioned that we've been planning on this since last year. And there's been a lot of thought that's gone into this, research, and also a lot of love. And so we want our participants or individuals that we're here
to be able to be comfortable.
To be comfortable, to feel welcome, to feel the love and dignity and respect and appreciation that we have for them. But also to be good neighbors and be a part of the community and really build a sense of community within this campus, in this environment.
That's great. What I notice about the campus also is that it's accessible, but at the same time, people do have privacy. There are little walkways and little porch areas so that people can perhaps make their space their own, but still be able to interact with others at the moment that it's comfortable, but it doesn't have to be constant. Sometimes people need a little quiet time, a little alone time.
That's right. And there's plenty of room for that. Our intention is to create a space that is safe, right, and welcoming. And so transitional housing can be for anyone. The market is very difficult, it's very challenging. We understand those challenges of areas when it comes to affordable housing. And so this is an opportunity, as Mike said, to take a different approach and be able to save and reduce, debt, have a savings. But we also encourage group participation. And so we have weekly meetings to make sure that we're all working towards the same goals and supporting individuals here to meet their own goals that are driven by them, that are professionals in their line. And we're here just to assist and support. The unique thing about this campus as well is if there is someone who only is connected to community resources, those community resources come with them. Oh, good. So we're not losing that, right? It's consistent. And so we have a space, and you mentioned everyone is 2 residents per room, and has their own space. There's a bathroom in each room, but we also have a community room. We have a computer lab for individuals to go to school or increase their employment skills. We have partners in the community that we bring in to the community to remove those barriers and challenges for some of our participants. But we're really excited.
I bet. I'm excited hearing about that. So I'm going to recap a couple of things that you said that I think are really interesting. In each unit, there are 2 residents per unit that each has their own bedroom and bathroom.
Yes.
So there is that privacy and a sense of kind of ownership in the sense of having their own space to maintain.
Yes.
Keep clean and all that, but then a shared space, living space, and kitchen area. And then there's some consistency not only with whatever resources perhaps they each were tied to when they came to live here, but also meeting once a week with the staff or with other folks who might be able to just kind of do that check-in, see if there are any questions or opportunities or curiosities maybe, and be able to do. That's really great. It sounds like it's just bringing a whole lot of what transition is. It means moving along, right? Moving in a direction.
People thrive in healthy community.
Yes.
And so we want to help create community here for them to thrive within, and then that'll expand out into their community as they go from this point. But they get to bring some of that community with them, as she said, with whatever their providers are or whoever they're connected to in those ways. And then the partnerships that we bring out here, just as Kim said. So creating community here and then helping expand that outward so that once they transition out, they have communities that they're a part of outside of here.
It occurs to me when folks are able to bring their own relationships with other providers, other service providers or support, or just other organizations out in the community, that actually could be a benefit to folks who maybe haven't met that organization yet. Right. So there's also a little bit of maybe like an endorsement, if you will, or an experience that someone can say, I'm not sure, I haven't worked with that organization, but you have, what could you tell me about that?
Absolutely.
Wow. That's really a lot of added plus, and because the campus isn't so overly large, people can really feel that neighborly sense.
And we want to have fun as well. We want to bring in those community partners. We have volunteers here today that are building garden boxes, so we really want to support healthy nutrition. And so it's a really good opportunity to bring in those resources and the interest that participants will have to encourage that
garden boxes. That's going to be lovely. And some people really like to dig in with their hands and maintain. It's a nice way to accomplish a growth and see something happen in real time. Luis, I'd like to ask what you think about how all of this importance of transitional housing, how does the work tie into the result of the team, of the staff?
Yes, thank you for that. I think it is very important for individuals to develop those skills needed in order for them to be successful and thriving. Prioritizing their health, managing their comorbidities will be a first step in being successful. Mm-hmm. Once they develop those skills, I believe the next step would be to develop what type of hobbies they're interested in. And that will help them develop the social skills needed to be in a community where it's successful and thriving, supporting each other, supporting each individual's successes, making sure that they're looking out for each other, having that sense of positive community within Compass Affordable Housing. Working with them individually one-on-one, and as well as house meetings is very important for us because they get the attention needed individually, but at the same time in a team work environment, team setting. So making sure that we develop their skills, making sure we review what goals they're going to attain or succeed in. Perhaps they have teams goals as well, managing their budget, all those areas in order for them to be successful and having that strong support system with partnering agencies and partners as well. And that for us is important.
Are you excited about the different ways that wellness plays a role?
I am for sure excited, and that's where I believe the hobbies come into play. Developing what they like to do, what they like to do around other people, their roommates, developing those social skills will help them in that aspect of my opinion.
Great, so we've got hobbies. You talked about creative decorating and other things.
You mentioned the soul. I think one of the ways that we define the soul is mind, will, and emotions. So each of those things play a role in a person's human development, but their overall happiness, their ability to continue to develop as a person.
And your thoughts on that, Kim, of the different aspects of what speaks to the inside of the person?
I think we have a unique opportunity to really get to know each other here and spend that time and that trust. And so I'm just excited to see what that brings and how that soul shines in a safe space.
That's great. Well, thank you very much. I want to thank our viewers for following along. Again, we are excited that this is episode 10 of the Compass Ecosystem Podcast, and we want to make sure you know how to learn more about transitional housing. Of course, Compass can be reached at their website, which is compassaffordablehousing.org. And what are the other ways they can be in touch?
They can also reach us at chinfo@compassaffordablehousing.org or at 520-647-9652.
Wonderful. Brian, I want to thank you, Kim and Luis, for joining us this morning. And if there are any last words of goodbye before we cut this to the end.
It's important that Tucson Electric Power partner with agencies like Compass Affordable Housing to ensure the members of our community have access to the resources that they need. We understand that we're operating in an affordability crisis, and this is not something that can be solved alone. Together, we can achieve so much more.